Okay, thank you for joining us today. My name is Eric. I'm going to talk about Jerry. Ben & Jerry's Timeline is a Canadian company whose main product is the ice cream, among others.
In 1978, Ben & Jerry opened the first ice cream scoop shop in a renovated gas station in Burlington, Vermont, with a $12,000 investment.
The 1979 Ben & Jerry celebrated taught the shops of Europe and libertarian the customer who made it possible by holding the Fisher free come day and free schools for all day long. The annual ice cream giveaway continues today in the scoop shops around the world.
In 1980, supply demand, Ben & Jerry had begun selling their ice cream to a number of restaurants in the Burlington area, being delivered the products to customers in an old Volkswagen Squareback station wagon. They rent space in an old spool and bobbing mill on South Complain Street in Burlington and begin packing their ice cream in pins to distribute to grocery and mom stores.
For the year 1982, packing the Ben and Jerry's expanded feed packing operations. Shortly thereafter, the company opened its second retail outlet and franchise on Norwood, 7 in Sherbrooke, Vermont, and then Time Magazine highlighted the products as the best ice cream in the world. Ben & Jerry began to expand its distribution beyond the state of the Vermont, and the company began to sell its pins in the Boston area and distributing their books to start the independent channels.
In 1983, the company was used to build the world's largest ice cream sundae in Albans, Vermont. The company developed a need for tighter financial control on its operations, and the company's founder brought in a local nightclub owner with business experience to be chief operating officer. As sales grew sharply, they slowly came to realize that their small scale endeavor had exceeded their expectations. They realized that they were businessmen. Their first reaction was to sell.
And in the year 1985, because of the Foundation Pittsburgh Haagen-Dazs corporate parent treated to withhold its products from distributor who also sold Ben & Jerry ice cream. They retained by filing and sued against Pittsburgh and also by launching a publicity campaign with the slogan, "What's the Doughboy Afraid of?" By the end of the year, sales of product had exceeded $4 billion, and the Ben & Jerry's Foundation is established with a gift from 70.5% of the company annual pre-tax profits to fund community-oriented projects.
After 1 year, the company launched its Common Buy, a converted mobile home that they set out to drive across the country, distributing free scoops of ice cream as they went. 4 months into the trip, the combine burned to the ground outside Cleveland without causing any injuries, bringing the planned expedition to premature end. This effort has pushed company sales to $20 million by the end of the year.
For the year 1998, Plan International, Ben & Jerry opens in the third outlets outside the United States, one ice cream shops, and began operating in Montreal, Quebec, and San Martin in the Caribbean. By the end of the year, more than 80 shops were flying the Ben & Jerry's banners across an 18 different states. And these times the company decided to hold back on further franchising to make sure that product quality and service is existing and the store meets in the standards.
In 1989, Ben & Jerry's gone out against recombined bovine growth hormone based on concern about its adverse on public confidence in the wholesomeness of dairy products. The company joined the trend toward producing low-fat ice cream and yogurt. Ben & Jerry's Light had reduced levels of fat and cholesterol compared to the regular. The company's chief financial officer admitted to the Wall Street Journal, sales of the products never exceeded about the $9 million.
In 1991, the company has a big mistake. The line was declared a mistake and phased out, and the phase out is in 1992 taken start for a challenge. Ben & Jerry frozen yogurt proved more successful, was selling in 13 series around the United States. Within 5 months, yogurt sales were accounting for 15 to 18% of the company revenues, and by the end of the year it had become the leader of the supreme yogurt market.
In 1999, the company had your web page. Hundreds of thousands of cyber surfers visit the Ben Jerry's World Wide Web, seek for virtual links and voluminous blogs. In 1998, unfortunately, sales of super-premium ice cream slipped. In the mid-1990s, Ben & Jerry posted its first quality loss ever at the end of 1994, its slowest season. Ben Cohen announced his retirement as CEO. The new CEO, Robert Holland Jr., was actually chosen by a professional search firm, but after a year and a half of the job, Holland decided that he was not the right person. Then Perry Oda, with marketing experience, was tapped to replace Holland.
For the year 1999, Turbo recovered for Rome. The UK Ben Jerry launched the Flying Frisian a comfortable retro fight for fun with a focus on front design for UK kids and with the board and child line.
In 2000, Unilever had the acquisition by Ben & Jerry's. Unilever announced it was buying Ben & Jerry's for $3,026 million in cash. Ben & Jerry's becomes a wholly owned subsidiary of Unilever.
For the year 2001, you can see the company had a modification for the product, and Ben & Jerry US completed the transition to eco-pen packaging with packaged PM flavors and environmentally friendly, unbleached paperboard coping containers, and essentially dessert. The use of brown craft unbleached paperboard has been a critical first step toward and totally biodegradable. And pigment without a chlorine, and it could be demonstrating a continued commitment and to environmental consciousness.
In 2012, Ben & Jerry's gets created with real Greek yogurt, introducing an epic selection of Greek frozen yogurt flavors that are uniquely creamy, boldly loaded with chunks and
For the year in 2020 and 14, and fast made non-dairy demands, and our fans have spoken and one another illusion. They even was a fire starting and shared petition.
in 2016, in our daily flavors creation are made with almond milk, 100% certified